9 p.m. on a Saturday night, and this is how we are ending the first day of 8 weeks out. I got home quite late last night / this morning. Got home around like 2:30 from the fashion show downtown Toronto, and then really couldn't fall asleep because I was just so wired and excited until like 3. So I am running off of 5 hours of sleep, which is not the way that I wanted to come into this final lower body training session of this training block. I start a new program next week. I was able to do personal bests on my first exercise, so something there to celebrate, and then I just kind of ran out of steam. And even before I came today, I was feeling really low energy. Walked the dog, was super tired, came back home, ate a meal, hoped that that would give me a little bit more energy. It didn't. So right before I left, I did Andrew Huberman's non-sleep deep rest off of YouTube. Just type in non-sleep deep rest and it's one of the first videos that pops up. It helps mentally recharge and re-energize you, kind of similar to a nap without actually falling asleep. So for those of you who are ever tired midday, 10 minutes, that's it. So now I am heading up to do some posing and cardio. Yesterday at the fashion show, I didn't realize it until I woke up this morning, but I did something to my knee and it's a little bit sore just on like the left outer side. I tore my LCL when I was 15 and no one told me it was torn until 2 years ago. So I got PRP injections, which healed it for the most part, but I think seeing my fascial stretch therapist last Thursday, something got pulled, so it was kind of sore, and then it was starting to get better, and then yesterday being in heels for 7 hours probably didn't help it, and then when I was going through my training program, it was not happy after my hamstring curls. So we are going to switch to lower intensity cardio, which will take me a little bit longer. I have finished watching The Circle as my cardio TV show, but the Love is Blind After the Altar episodes came out. So replace one garbage TV series with another one that will hold my attention for cardio, and gonna do some posing, or at least try some posing, see how it feels on the knee, and then head home and hopefully go to bed and be able to shift my sleep schedule, because I don't like how I feel on 5 hours of sleep. If you're someone that regularly only gets 5 to 6 hours of sleep, get more sleep. Posing done. I don't want to do cardio. I'm gonna do cardio, but I don't want to do cardio. Today, this sucks, but I'm more than halfway there, and I can do this. Happy Valentine's Day. Today's Tuesday. Where have I been the past 48 hours? I mean, you did see me like 5 seconds ago, but 48 hours have passed. What went on? In the honor of full transparency, I fell way off plan on Sunday with nutrition, and I ended up eating 3,400 calories in an hour. 3,400 calories in an hour. Double my daily intake on top of my daily intake. So I had 3 times the amount of calories that I should have, mainly from carbohydrates and sugar, in an hour. It came down to my body didn't feel safe after an occurrence with someone that I was very connected to, and I was in my car for an hour with a whole bunch of candy and chocolate. Not for me, I was bringing it home for my partner. A whole bunch of candy and chocolate and some donuts from the celebration that I was at. So I had a bunch of food and very heightened emotions. And in the drive, I started crying, and then I started eating, and then I couldn't stop. And by the time that I got to the gym, I had consumed all of it. I was bloating by the minute. I felt sick to my stomach, and I still had to train and do cardio. So this is just a friendly reminder to anyone who struggles with disordered eating that you can get better at it, but it never truly goes away. And it's great when you can practice and manage your regular environment. But if you're in a circumstance or a situation that isn't something that you can necessarily practice getting better at in your day-to-day life, it's common for your prefrontal cortex to kind of shut off and your brain reflexes to kick in, being like, food makes us feel better. As I was doing some reflection work Sunday night, some journaling, some meditation after the crying and the training, I recognized realized that I had only gotten about 6 hours of sleep, both Friday night and Saturday night, which could have impacted my decision-making skills on Sunday, and that I had dropped the ball on journaling and meditation Friday and Saturday. So self-care habits. This goes back to like the first video that I put out. Oftentimes in our highest stressed or busiest times, we drop the things that keep us most grounded. So I had a conversation with Hattie yesterday. We did like 20 minutes of posing. She was like, it's only one day. If anything, it had more of a refeed effect. Your body's going to utilize carbohydrates. I mean, like my muscles are fuller from all of the sugar that I gave it, replenish those glycogen stores. Had a really good first day of training yesterday, new program, had a really good cardio session. Last night, I got 8.5 hours of sleep, so I feel amazing today, and I'm just ready to get back into routine. One of the things that I've started doing is actually switching up my day-to-day. So I'm waking up, and the first thing that I'm doing within like 10 minutes of being awake is doing my cardio. And that has a really big impact on the rest of my day. So I'm waking up a little bit earlier, doing half of my cardio, going through my work and stuff, and then I will do half of my cardio after my training session. When it comes to grocery shopping, I normally shop at two places, Costco or Farm Boy. It's a lot more expensive, but has the things that Costco doesn't. So with my high iron, I have to be careful of how much iron I'm getting through my protein sources. So I pick up bone broth because it's low in iron, but I think it's a cup has 9 grams of protein. And just keep in mind that bone broth is different than chicken broth. I'm trying something new this week when it comes to meals, where anything that is sweet or something that I enjoy, I'm putting it earlier in the day, and I'm sticking to just proteins in the evening, or like protein in either celery or cucumber or some sort of vegetable. So post-workout, I made my protein ice cream, but this is pineapple and coconut egg white protein and some oat milk. So it's a lot higher in carbohydrates, which pair well post-workout compared to me having these closer to bed, just because carbs are low right now and I need to space them out and time them appropriately. And the combination of coconut protein powder and pineapple, this tastes like a pina colada, and like, look at how much I get. The volume of it is great. Volume is key when calories are lower. Prep brain. So I just drove all the way down to Brampton, so an hour and a half in the car, for a massage appointment that I had at 11 that I don't actually have. It was in my calendar, but I didn't double check. And I also realize now that I didn't get a confirmation yesterday being like, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow. So that's frustrating. I just wasted 3 hours of driving for nothing. And apparently I don't have any recovery appointments for today, but shit happens. Crying in the car because I have had 3 hours with my thoughts, and what I really noticed after leaving the non-appointment was a lot of negative self-talk of, you wasted half of your day, you should have checked, you're stupid, blah blah blah. Like, it's frustrating, but as I mentioned in the last video, shit happens, and I know moving forward just to double and triple check all of my appointments before I leave. I noticed a lot of tightness in my jaw, like, so with that negative self-talk came a clenched jaw, a tight chest, and I tried to like breathe through it. I pulled up some meditation scripts to listen to while I was driving, obviously not like closing my eyes, but just like to listen to and really focus on and get me out of my head and more into my body. And then once that was over, I pulled up my prep song. I pulled up Going for Greatness, and I listened to that for like 5 times, so like 15 minutes on repeat, just over and over again, listening to the lyrics, and that shifted my nervous system state. And then another song came on afterwards, because I was like, okay, I've had enough of listening to the same song, called Let It Begin, and the opening lyrics are, if this is the end, you know we're gonna fight for it. If this is the end, let it begin. And like, it just kind of got me thinking that this is the end part of something that I have been working towards for almost 4 years now. Like, yeah, there's 7.5 weeks left, technically. There's a lot of fucking work to be done, but this is the end. And I've spent so many months over the past few years dreaming of being in this grind, and I'm here now. The last 2 months of prep mentally challenge you because you are so hard on yourself, and those thoughts of I'm not lean enough, I'm not going to be ready, they pop in pretty regularly. Last night though, I was able to go back and look at my posing and look at where I am right now and be like, you are on track, you are going to be ready, just keep showing up, just keep putting in the work. But when you put so much emphasis on one goal and you've been dreaming of it for years and you're in this grind now, it's overwhelming. Not in a bad way, but it's just a lot, and it's a lot to process. Until my cardio was getting better, it was taking me forever to burn 300 calories. Can't get my heart rate up. Lower carbs, heartbeats not as fast. Heartbeats not as fast, less calories burned, which means longer time you have to do cardio. And this is why we don't trust machine calories burned. I'm at 74 calories, not 167 or 168. After 25 minutes on the stairs and 30 minutes on the elliptical, we did it. We got 2 hours until 7 weeks out. I am soaked right now. Very excited to go home and have a shower. This week was hands down the hardest week of prep so far, but I know it's just going to keep getting harder as the deficit gets larger, the physical demand starts to increase, and the physical energy I am providing my body starts to decrease even more. This is the grind. This is what I have been waiting for. Sure, I might break down and hysterically cry sometimes, but if this is the end, let it begin.